Unlocking the innovation through design. Welcome to the transformative world of design thinking. In this presentation, you will master the five essential stages of design thinking. First being empathy, definition, ideation, prototyping, and testing. Whether you are redesigning a product, improving a service, or solving complex organizational challenges, these user-centered methodologies will help you to create solutions that truly matter. Through real-world examples and practical techniques, you will learn how companies like Apple and IBM have used design thinking to revolutionize their approach to innovation. By the end of this PPT, you will have a concrete toolkit for turning challenges into opportunities and ideas into impact. What is design thinking? There are basically three parts that comes into design thinking. First being human-centered approach, second being iterative process, and third being solution-centered, solution-oriented. Human-centered approach. Design thinking puts the user at the heart of the design, focusing on understanding their needs and behaviors and motivations. Iterative process. It involves a series of steps, each building upon the previous one, allowing for the flexibility and continuous improvement. Third, solution-oriented approach. Design thinking aims to create practical and effective solutions that address real-world challenges. The design thinking mindset. Empathy, curiosity, optimism, experimentation. These are the mindset that comes into design thinking. Empathy, stepping into the shoes of the user, understanding their perspective, and acknowledging their emotions. Curiosity, asking the right questions, exploring different angles, and challenging assumptions to gain deeper emotions. Optimism, believing in the potential for positive change, even in the face of challenge, and embracing a can-do attitude. Experimentation, embracing trial and error, learning from failures, and iterating to find the best solution. Design thinking process. Empathize. Conduct user interviews, field observation, and empathy mapping to understand your user's world. Create detailed user personas and journey maps to document their experience, emotion, and past points through their interaction with the product or service. Design. Define. Synthesize research finding into clear problem statements using how might we questions. Create an affinity diagram to identify pattern in user needs and develop specific actionable problem definitions that capture both user needs and define objectives. Ideate. Use structured brainstorming techniques like Crazy Bee and Scamper to generate diverse solutions. Facilitate collaborative workshops combining mind mapping, reverse thinking, and analogous inspirations to push beyond obvious solutions and generate breakthrough ideas. Prototype. Create low fidelity prototypes using paper sketches, wireframes, or simple mockups for quick feedback. Progress to higher fidelity prototype using tools like Figma or Adobe XD to test specific interactions and visual design with users. Testing. Conduct usability testing sessions with 5 to 7 users per iteration, using thinking aloud protocols and test task analysis. Document through quantitative matrices such as which is success rate, time on task, and qualitative feedback to guide refinement and validate solutions. Empathy, understanding the user needs. Empathy is the cornerstone of the design thinking. To truly understand your user's perspective, their needs, wants, frustrations, and motivations. Imagine yourself in their shoes, experiencing their daily routines, grappling with their challenges. The understanding will guide you in creating solutions that are truly meaningful and impactful. Observation. Observe user in their natural environment, to gain insights into their behaviors, routines, and interactions. Interviews. Engage in the structured conversations with users to gather detailed information about their experiences, needs, and perspective. Surveys. Collect data from a large group of users through questionnaires and online surveys to gauge their opinion and preferences. Feedback. Gather feedback from users on existing products or services to understand their pain points and areas of improvements. User-centered research technique. Run moderate sessions with 5 to 7 participants per round using think aloud protocols. Measure task completion rates, time on task, and error rates while gathering qualitative feedback through post interviews. Card sorting. Conduct both open and closed card sorting with 15 to 20 participants using toolkit like Optimal Sort. Ask user to organize 40 to 60 contestants cards into logical groups, then validate through t-testing to ensure 85% plus findability. Eye tracking. Use Toby or gaze point devices to analyze fixed points, saccadic movements, and heat maps. Measure average fixation duration, which is 200 to 300 milliseconds, scan paths, and areas of interest to optimize visual hierarchy. Ideation. Generating creative solutions. Building on the user insight gathered during the empathy phase, ideation transforms understanding into actionable solutions. The goal is to generate at least 500 to 550 to 100 ideas in your first session, focusing on quantity over quality. Right. Schedule 60 to 90-minute session with 5 to 8 diverse team members to maximize their creative potential. It involves three parts: brainstorming, sketching, mind mapping. Run rapid fire solutions with yes and rule to build on ideas. Use time boxed sprints, 8 minutes each, to generate ideas around specific user pain points. Aim for at least 30% ideas per sprint using sticky notes to capture each thought. Stitching. Implement the crazy eights method. Fold paper into 8 sections and create 8 variations of your solution in 8 minutes. Focus on key interactions identified during research. Create rough wireframes that can be quickly shared with the teams. Mind mapping. Start with the core user need in the center. Branch out 5 to 7 main solutions categories, then create 8 to 10 sub-branches for each. Use color coding to highlight ideas that directly address pain points discovered during user reviews. Prototyping, bringing ideas to life. Prototyping is about transforming your ideas into tangible, interactive experiences. This stage allows you to test your assumptions, get feedback, and redefine your solution. Don't worry about creating a perfect final product at this stage. The goal is to create a functional representation of your idea that you can test with users. Basically involve three parts: low fidelity prototype, mid fidelity, and high fidelity. Low fidelity, it is just the paper sketches, wireframes, or simple mockups. Mid fidelity, interactive prototype using tools like Figma, Adobe XD, or InVision. High fidelity, near final prototypes that closely resemble the actual product. Testing, which is validating with users. Testing your prototype with the real users help to validate your solution and uncover critical insights. Aim to test with 5 to 8 users per iteration. As research shows, this reveals at least 85% major usability issues. Schedule 45 to 60-minute sessions using both qualitative feedback and quantitative metrics to measure success. Case study: redesigning the hospital waiting room experience. problem. Patients and families often feel stressed and uncomfortable in the hospital waiting room due to long wait times, lack of privacy, and minimal amenities. Now we apply the design thinking process. First, empathize. Researchers conducted interviews and observed behavior in the waiting rooms. Key pain points include lack of comfortable seating and insufficient information on the wait times and an unwelcoming environment. Second, define. The problem framed as how might we create a claiming and informative waiting room experience to reduce patient stress. Ideate. Brainstorming sessions generated ideas like digital kiosks for real-time updates, soundproof relaxation pods, and art installation for soothing ambience. Fourth, being the prototype. The prototype waiting room was set up with ergonomic furniture, interactive screen displays, wait times, and designated quiet zones. Testing. Patients and staff provided feedback on the prototype, adjustments including better lighting, clear navigation signs, and more accessible charging stations. Outcome. The redesigned waiting room led to 40% increase in the patient satisfaction scores and a noticeable reduction in the complaints about the wait. The user-centered approach highlights the importance of empathy and iterative testing in solution solving real-world. Conclusion. First, being the empathy is key. Understanding user needs and emotions is the foundation of effective design. Second, user-centric focus. Placing the user at the center ensures solutions are meaningful and impact. Right. Third, structured process. The design thinking framework empathize, design, empathize, define, ideate, prototype, test. Guides problem-solving approach. Iterative approach. Continuous feedback and refinement lead to better results. Fifth, real-world impact. Addressing users' pain points enhances experience and satisfactions. Thank you.